About a year ago, I had a crazy realization, and that is that I feel the need to experience as much as I possibly can within this lifetime. And it doesn't really matter what it is, whether it's, you know, reading all different types of books or, maybe traveling to different countries or just experiencing, having different types of experiences, talking with different types of people. It can really be anything. And this is going to sound cliche, and you've probably heard people talk on the internet like this many times before. This is something that I wanted to share with you. And I feel that it's extremely important that more and more people have this kind of mindset, and just changing the way that they approach their life. Just think that you're given one opportunity to live in this life. Why not try to experience as much as you possibly can? Why not go out of your way to just learn about the world around you and what it can do for you, what it can provide, just everything that this world stands for. For me, a main proprietor for this kind of sense of drive is trying to travel as much as I possibly can. Within my means, as much as I possibly can. And what I found with traveling is I feel that I've gained a larger appreciation for everything around me. I was, I traveled, I was on my own for a majority of the trip, and I was able to just take in the environment around me and pay attention to everything that was going on. And just sitting in silence, walking around, being able to appreciate this different sense of culture. At least for me, traveling just changes my perspective on everything. And I think that that's what experience will do to you, no matter what it is. The main takeaway is that I find that if you go forward with this mindset of trying to experience as much as possible and trying to expose yourself to really anything, whether it's new types of people, new cultures, or you're trying to expand your exposure in certain hobbies, or you're trying to travel, like my example, you're going to be more appreciative for the little things in life because you're experiencing new things every day, no, like whether you see it that way or not. In small or large quantities, you are experiencing new things every single day, whether it's, in terms of small things, it could be new interactions or a small change to your job, maybe changing your home environment. And of course, all the things that I mentioned on the larger scale. And so, at least for me, how it changed my mindset is that I'm starting to notice these smaller experiences, these different levels of exposure, and it's making me more appreciative for everything around me. And I will think back on simple things such as, spending time with friends or doing a specific activity outside of home, and even little things like that. I'm able to look back upon it and be more appreciative for the things around me. And so I just want to talk about this today because for the last year, I've had this relentless desire to experience as much as I possibly can. I felt the strong need to travel as much as I can throughout my life. I also want to take up certain projects throughout my life. Maybe I want to start my own business. Maybe I want to publish a book one day. And these are all, it's kind of like creating an extremely large bucket list of things that you want to accomplish just for the sake of experiencing it. What is it like to be able to publish your own book? What is it like to have a YouTube channel? What is it like to travel to all these places? And it's not always going to be how you anticipated it to be, and maybe prior to, you're not going to think anything of those experiences, but if you just put yourself out there and attempt to do it, you might learn something new about yourself and learn something else that you might be passionate about that you never thought you would be. And so it doesn't hurt to experience as much as you possibly can in this lifetime. There are absolutely no downsides. You might as well just do it. You might as well just do that thing you've always wanted to do. I'm not one to speak on my own behalf for telling other people how to conduct their lives. I am 20 years old and feel like I haven't experienced really anything. But I am just trying to project my mindset onto other people because I feel so strongly about it. I feel so strongly about these feelings that I have, to where I want to feel, at the end of my life, I want to feel as fulfilled as possible, and I want to know that I am satisfied with what I experienced in my life and what I attempted to try. And this relates to, whatever goals you have. Knowing that even if you failed, knowing that you tried and put everything into it and it didn't work out, that goes a lot farther than not being able to, or not wanting to try at all. As I've said in previous videos, the process of trying to accomplish those goals are much more satisfactory than just acquiring the end result. And that's why experience in itself is so important. I don't really know how to further expand on this topic other than to really push this narrative that there's nothing else more important in life than trying to make the most of what you have and to try to experience as much as you can. And it's easy to get tied up in a career, and it's easy to lock yourself out of those experiences and those opportunities to do other things and make time outside of that career. And that's something that I've definitely thought about extensively, and trying to avoid that, trying not to tie my identity to whatever my work is, whatever my career ends up being, and just being like, screw it, let's just try a bunch of different things, let's experience a bunch of different things. Maybe I do end up sticking to one specific career field, but in the meantime, I'm able to experience life and do numerous things, to have numerous once-in-a-lifetime experiences, whether small or large. So, yeah. Let me know your thoughts on this. That's all for now.